keadaan sehat walafiat terhindar dari wabah virus COVID-19 ini. Baik kepada Ibu, tujuan program ini adalah memberikan informasi dan pengetahuan terbaru secara luas, efektif dan efisien kepada dari lembaga pendidikan yang lainnya, kemudian bisa pun dari SMK yang ingin memberikan informasi penting untuk SMK yang lainnya. Kemudian saat ini kami bekerjasama dengan ITC untuk memberikan. Nah, harapan kami tetap berperan aktif untuk ikut acara ini, dan saya yakin akan memberikan dampak yang besar ke arah yang lebih baik. Itu yang dapat kami sampaikan supaya mendapat mengaktifkan video dan audionya. Saat ini peserta yang sudah bergabung 137 peserta, diharapkan nanti terus bertambah. Kemudian itu bisa berinteraksi dengan chat ke kami, nanti kita ada sesi diskusi. Acara pada pagi ini akan dimoderasi oleh Ibu ini Larasati dari pihak ITC. Demikian Bapak dan Ibu yang dapat saya sampaikan untuk membuka acara ini sampai selesai. Terima kasih. Saya Iri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Pak Dadan atas introduction-nya. Perkenalkan Bapak Ibu sekalian, nama saya adalah Dini. Saya adalah moderator yang akan bertugas hari ini untuk webinar hari ini dengan TVI. Apakah masih ada yang tidak bisa mendengar? Semua sudah bisa dengar? I think everyone can hear me, right?
Ya, sudah jelas.
Oke, baik. Sebelum seminar ini dimulai, saya akan membacakan beberapa rules, seminar rules, webinar rules untuk hari ini. So we will start the webinar. All participants are required to mute their microphone during the presentation. Questions and answers will be done on a chat box or Q&A box provided. And please use the chat box for Q&A purposes only, and please do not chat to each other during the event. So, chat dan juga Q&A diperuntukkan untuk pertanyaan saja. Jadi dimohon untuk tidak chat dengan satu dengan yang lainnya di dalam selama presentasi ini dimulai. There will be two analysts or speakers that will do the presentation for today's session. We have Bapak Damon Anderson, an English language expert. He is an international education consultant whose area of expertise is teaching English as a foreign language. He was also a regional English language officer for RELO for 30 years. He was the editor-in-chief of the professional journal English Teaching Forum, produced by the U.S. Department of State. He directed the intensive English program at Arizona State University and lectured in the English and Cross-Cultural Communications Department. He has his MA in Applied Linguistics and CFO. He's now an Associate Director of International Test Center. Pak Damon will become our first presenter for today's session. Hello, Pak Damon. We also have Ibu Hafilia. Ibu Hafilia Ismanto started her career in English language training in 1984 as a part-time English teacher. During her 27th tenure from 1984 to 2011, she has been involved extensively in the field of English language teaching and learning, which includes developing curriculum for classroom-based instructions, materials, assessment, teacher training, and quality assurance. She established HRI and Associates, Hafilia Ismanto and Associates, developing initiatives and consultancies for betterment of Indonesia's human resources through English language education. And aside from her present position, she is also Director for Learning Solutions at International Test Center, Indonesia, an ETIAS-approved trainer for IBT trainer, a teacher trainer affiliated with leading international publishers. Hello, Bu Hafil.
Hi everyone.
Okay, so if you have questions, again, you can do it on the chat box or the Q&A. You can use Bahasa Indonesia or English if you wish. Also, we will have a two pollings during the event. So please make sure that you follow this event thoroughly from the beginning till the end. And I hope you enjoy the sessions. And I will let Pak Damon to lead the presentation now. Thank you.
Everybody, glad to see you all. And if you'll bear with me for 1 second while I put up my PowerPoint. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome. All of us here at ITC, the International Test Center in Jakarta, are happy to be with you today. And we're here to help build confidence, your confidence for everyone, but especially your confidence in delivering exciting and interesting and engaging online learning for your students. And so this is what we'd like to do today, is to talk to you about these things. But before I begin, I want to applaud all of you today. I want to give you an applause because I believe that all of you are unsung heroes. You are working in a very difficult situation. You're doing things beyond what you have normally done. You're learning a whole new way of engaging with your students, and you're doing it all as you go. And so we hope that today we're going to be able to help you. So you are the unsung heroes, and we applaud you here at ITC for what you're doing and for what you're trying to do. Okay, so let's get into our discussion. Our discussion today, we're going to be teaching online or online instructional engagement. And I use the terms online instructional engagement because teaching for many people implies pretty much mostly from teacher to students. But the online instructional engagement has to be almost a 50-50 sort of engagement. And so you're going to be giving instructional cues and guides and everything, but the students are required to engage with you. They need to engage more with you in online than they do in the classroom, because you're not able to see things like their smiles, their frowns, their body language, or other cues. So you need to find new ways of engaging with them to make sure that they are still with you. And so we'll be giving some ideas for these as we go along. So online instructional engagement, we're going to share some basic issues to consider. We're going to discuss with you today ideas for presenting, ideas for assessment and feedback, some ideas on activity types, and some ideas and some online resources that you can have access to. So these are the things that I'm going to try to do during my part of the presentation with you and for you. After that, we'll introduce you to the next 3 webinars, and Hafilia will talk about those and share with you who will be the presenters. So this is what our goal is for today. I hope you can sit back and enjoy it, but don't wander too far away from your video screens or your monitors, your computers. So I hope that you can see what we are doing and can take some notes. But first, I want you to remember something important. You are not just English teachers. You know, when you go out and people say, who are you, what do? You say, I'm an English teacher. And many people go, oh, an English teacher. You know, they're afraid of you, or they think, oh, not so interesting. But you are interesting and you are worth knowing, because you are not just English teachers. You are communication specialists. You're training students to communicate in English. And that is the most important part of all of this, is that you're teaching communication. And so you are communication specialists. So the next time somebody asks you, what do you do? Don't just say, oh, I'm an English teacher. Say, I'm a communication specialist in English. Okay? Good. So as communication specialists, let's go on. That talks about what is important for living and thriving in today's 21st century economy. And the economy keeps changing. It's a gig economy. It's a knowledge economy. It keeps changing, but it's the 21st century economy. What are the things that are needed? Well, there are 3 key things that are needed. The 3 basic skills are the ability to do critical thinking and problem solving. These are very, very important skills. They're highly valued skills, skills that HR people are looking for. And it doesn't matter whether you're a car mechanic or you're the CEO of an organization. These skills are critical to all walks of life and the ability to thrive in today's 21st century economy. The ability to communicate effectively. There's that word communicate again. And here, we're talking about communication in all of its forms. Communicating not only in speaking and listening, but also in reading and writing. Being able to read many different types of documents of things, being able to read emails, to read Twitter, to read short stories, to read articles, to read memos, to read all kinds of things, and to be able to write all of those things as well. Being able to write a good email, write a good Twitter statement, write a good Facebook page posting, write a good business letter, write a good report. All of these things, the ability to communicate effectively in all forms of communication, and the ability to collaborate is probably one of the most important of all. The ability to work together as a team, with people sharing information and coming up with really good ideas, being creative, being able to collaborate and come out with a really good end product of things. So these things are really important. Critical thinking and problem solving, communication, and collaboration. These are important, and all of these are part of your ministry's emphasis on literacy. This is all part of literacy. So, with this in mind, we have to remember learning language for real-life communication is more than just memorizing vocabulary and grammar rules. These are things that have been going on in English classes for a long time. Hopefully your classes are beyond this, whether you're in the classroom or teaching online. Yes, it's important to memorize vocabulary. Yes, it's important to know grammar rules, but that is not what is communication. Okay? So it also requires an understanding of cultural aspects. Now, cultural aspects are really important in how people communicate with each other, understanding the rules of the game. For example, when I was in Hungary once, I was standing talking to a teacher, and she was telling me she had told her students that Americans are rather informal, more informal than Europeans and other people, and that we're easy to get to know. And so she encouraged her students to be able to just come up to me and start talking with me. And I thought, oh, that's great. And right after she says that, one of her students walks up to me and says, oh, hey, bro, you're looking awesome. What's going on? And I thought, hey, bro, you're looking awesome. What's going on? That's what he said, okay? So my reply to him was, why, thank you, kind sir. I appreciate the compliment. I am doing well, thank you. How are you doing, kind sir? And so what this shows is that both of us went to the extreme opposite. He was extremely informal. I was extremely formal. Neither were appropriate. We talked about it and we both learned and laughed from that. But you have to learn the cultural aspect of using language and when to use certain forms of the language and things. And learning language for real life requires time to engage with the language in and out of the classroom. We know for a fact in education that 2/3 of the learning happens outside the classroom, not in the classroom. So you want to be able to promote out of the classroom engagement, getting your students to work in small groups. And we'll talk about how to do that a little bit later, some ideas, some suggestions. And it requires the freedom to make mistakes and learn from them. Mistakes are wonderful teaching tools and wonderful learning tools. And so we need to make our students feel comfortable that it's okay to make mistakes because you can learn from those mistakes. And it requires self-assessment. Help your students learn how to assess themselves as they're working, as they're going along. Self-assessment, being able to understand and learn from mistakes, that's part of self-assessment and going on. So these things, I think, are really important to keep in mind as we're doing our online instruction. We need these things to be true. Okay, so now we're going to do our first poll, and the polling will be done twice, okay? And so after each polling, you will have a maximum of 2 minutes. Our first polling will be this, and so let me stop sharing. Okay. Okay, Dini. Dini, the baton is yours.
Damon?
Yes, ready for the polling.
Okay. I'll just open the polling.
I don't see it. Oh, there it is. So if everybody could please answer the questions in the poll, tick yes or no for each of the questions. We'll give you 2 minutes. When we're doing that, we'll go ahead, Dini. after you tick yes or
You all
no
have started.
to each of the three, then you submit your thing. So
Okay. Now it's 1 minute left.
what percentage of people have responded? So answer these the way that you really think. Don't answer the way you think we want you to answer. There's no right or wrong, and there's no gray. And we don't see who is voting which way. Not voting, but answering. We won't know. Oh, questions 1 and 2 are the same, unfortunately. Question 3 is a different one. So.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Just let it go, and we'll see how the difference between. If everybody answered 1 and 2 the same way, then that's okay. But if they answered differently, then okay. Are we done? Ibudini?
Yes, but I will close the call now.
Okay. And what was your result?
It's actually closing. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7.
Ibu Icha has just joined us. Hi, Ibu Icha.
Okay, so share with attendees the poll results.
Sure.
Are you seeing the results?
I am. Interesting. Okay, cool. You want to give me back the presenter? Okay, so do you use separate email, not your regular email, for online teaching? Most people actually said no. And do you use polling feature during your online class? Most people said no. So I'll talk about these in a little bit. Now, you know your students, and your community best. You know better than I do. I'm here in Pennsylvania in the United States. It's cold here at the moment. We had snow a couple of days ago. But you know your students, your content, and your community best. So we're not going to try to tell you how to do things, because it's more important that you know what your students can do. So don't feel like you need to completely change your teaching according to what we're saying here, or redesign your lessons, or use all the tools we may suggest. But think carefully about what we are saying, what you are able to do, and how you can be most effective and most engaging with your students. Our presentation is meant to serve as an inspiration for you to be creative given the challenges you will face in online teaching. We're going to talk about these challenges. So students may find online courses difficult and to complete successfully. Why? One, they may not be sufficiently motivated. So let me ask you, I'm sure if I said if I asked how many of you watch TV, everybody would raise their hands. Some people would not, but I think most people do watch TV. My question is, what do you do while you're watching TV? Do you just sit there and just focus solely on the TV? Or are you doing something else like knitting or playing a game or something at the same time you're watching TV? Or are you sitting there talking at the same time? Are you getting up often and going something to eat and coming back? So sufficiently motivated that they actually stay in front of the screen long enough to engage fully with the material that's on the screen and material that they're doing. In other words, they're not being called. I have two things that call me away too often. The first is my refrigerator. Yes, I love to eat, and so my refrigerator often calls me. Or my hand phone will beep, and I'll look at it going, oh, somebody wants to talk to me. So we need to get those things away. Move away the refrigerator, move away the hand phones or whatever. It seems to be sufficiently motivated to be able to sit there and concentrate. It's a matter of concentration and being focused on what they're doing. They may need help getting organized. In other words, setting a daily routine, setting goals. So when can they meet? When can they meet online with the teacher? When can they meet online with each other? When can they do some other things? So they may need help with getting that organized. And you can talk to them about organizing their schedule. And they may feel that they are alone. So you have to let them know while you're talking to them, while you're engaging with them online, that they are not alone, that there are others there with them, suffering right along with them. There are other students that are there, and you can do things with them like the polling we just did and some of the other things that we did and will be doing in this. So before you begin, we want you to set up a platform where you will communicate with your students, and where they will communicate with each other, and where they may see their work displayed, see the badges they have earned, etc. And this platform, it can be a web page for the class or a Facebook page for the class. Either one, which has clearly identifiable sections where students can find assignments, find links to documents, links to places they should go on the internet, links for important features and things they should be doing, where they can share documents with you or with each other, and where they can post some completed work or documents, or you can post it for them. So you need to have a class web page or a class Facebook page or Bing page or something. You need to find a platform for your class. And it should be class specific, not 3, 4, 5 classes all on the same page. They should be each have their own separate page where you can engage with them. Okay? You could use a blog to offer written or audio or video mini lectures or discussions and opinions. You're not sure how to do a blog, then that is something to come back and ask us to maybe do a workshop for you on how to use blogs, how to start, set up, and use blogs. That would be a whole workshop in itself. But think about blogs. Some of you may know them. If you don't, go to some blogs and look at them, and then think about how you could create a blog to do the same thing. You can also use YouTube to do mini lectures, video mini lectures and discussions and things. And you can use an all-encompassing commercial site such as Google Class and others which have all of these tools and space already set up. So what you need to do is to think about your class and having a good organization that will help them to keep organized, will help you be more organized, and it will help them with their engagement with you. So you need to be all connected together. Okay? So make sure your students are